Thank you for coming today. I'm Kathy Clary. I'm part of the Goldtimers Committee. Once a year, we like to recognize all of the people who are involved in making these meetings happen. They also are responsible for maintaining our website, producing a newsletter, working with our vendors to organize workshops and group trips. They are, and I'm going to ask, try this better. I'd like to have the volunteers stand when I read their name. Jeff Auberg, Linda Baird, Jim Ferrier, Joe Hack, Dave Kobus, Lori Leckenberg, Leanne Pesh, Keith Rich, Perry Rock, Greg Watson, Denise Wittelsbeck, and then myself. We have a lot that aren't here. Thank you. Now I want to put in a plug for getting some assistance from you. If you have an idea for a future speaker, a workshop, introducing a Goldtimers travel trip, just whatever suggestions you have, we would love to hear them. So, Busey is one of our sponsors. Typically, they get up and speak, but they are going to allocate their time to our presentation today, which is about travel. And based on all the number of people here, I know you are all interested in travel, as am I. Last year, I went to Antarctica. And when I was 20 years old, I never dreamed that I would get to go to Antarctica. Now that I have, I gotta tell you, it is the best trip ever. And I just think that if you can imagine going anywhere, somebody is in the business of helping you get there. So I'm just full of what are the possibilities that where should I go next, right? And I hope that's what you're thinking as well. So I am going to introduce Tim Davis. He has been the face of Susie Davis and Direct Travel for many years here in Wilmington. He is going to introduce our speakers. Thank you.
I'd like to add my thanks to the Goldtimers Committee, Greg, Rich, Kathy, and all you guys that work with us on a monthly basis to come up with some just brilliant programs. I'd like to thank everybody for coming out today. And we think we have a very good program and inspirational program for you all this morning. I also would like to thank you today, all our vendors and partners that came. We have some of our best partners from Collette and Viking, A&J, our Allianz insurance partners. I'd like to thank you all for coming down and seeing us this morning as well. We're going to have some introductions to make this morning. First of all, we are really lucky to have some of the head honchos from Direct Travel here with us today. We have our Senior VP of Supplier Relations, Renee Schieber, right over here. We have our director of the Open Air Group, who works very closely with Kimberly from our office, Natalie, right here. We have some of our advisors and general agents here. Janice Leshak, Dr. Byron Lincoln. How did you get a Goldtimer group trip? How did you go on another Goldtimer group trip? That's ABC. Those things came back. And we really do like to do a lot of group travel. It's very important to us. It's kind of been our staple for many, many years. And the person who gets up our group department here in the Bloomington office is Kimberly Ross. Sit back here. We also have our Central Delaware Regional Airport Authority here. Carl, thanks for coming. The innovations in the airport's looking fantastic, so thanks for all you do. This community is so blessed with that airport. I can't tell you how lucky we are. So that, by the way, we do trips for people that are not group related. As a matter of fact, we sell a lot more individual family kind of trips than we do group trips. Y'all don't know us a lot for our groups, but I want to remind you that if you want to travel anywhere in the world on any kind of a trip, we have the office here to help you and the expertise here to help you. And we have two of our best here this morning, Stacy Rickfro and Nikki Chin. We also have the person here that helps us keep track of all the money. My older sister, Tracy, is. Anyway, thank you again for allowing us an opportunity to bring this program to you. And without further ado, I'm going to turn it over to Renee Schneebler.
I'm going to keep it really brief. Kathy, you speak my language. Antarctica, I have traveled all over the world. I have been in this business since I was 15. That was only 2 years ago. I'm kidding. I've traveled all over. I grew up in Switzerland originally. I came to the States 30 years ago. Didn't travel and tourism all my life. Antarctica is the peak, the pinnacle of all destinations. The size, the wildlife, the experience you're going to have. And it really tells you, as far away as it is, that it is actually achievable. So what I want to convey, because I have a handful of folks in this room who just completed an amazing 14-day trip to Egypt. You were the brave ones who stuck it out from about 40 original travelers. I've lived and worked in Egypt for several years in the early 90s. It is an amazing, life-changing destination. Kathy, if you haven't been yet, I highly recommend you consider it. It is as safe as it can be. Not a single one of us had any concerns at all. We didn't even know what was going on in the rest of the world, honestly, while we were on the Nile. I can highly recommend that. We're actually launching a second departure for those of you who missed out in October of 25. But travel is all about passion. It's all about going with fellow travelers, like-minded folks to share those adventures, because if you go to Antarctica, just to stick with that thing by yourself, it's emotional. But when you get to share with your friends, it is 10 times bigger, 10 times more amazing, because you get to share that emotion, that passion with other people. So thank you for being here. Thank you for taking the time to come listen to us. We have an amazing list of programs. And really, I don't make them happen, but we're always here to support you, to make sure that everything goes smooth, from flying out on air carriers to ground operators and partners like our suppliers who are here, without which we couldn't offer what we offer. We are all interlinked with each other to provide the best service and outcome possible. And it really matters when things don't quite go right, because sometimes things happen. Weather happens, volcanoes erupt, stuff comes up. And our drivers in this room are all very well known for taking excellent care of you whenever such circumstances arise, including our insurance partner, Allianz. I'll turn it over now to Kimberly, who's going to kick it all off. So thank you for being here, and it's a pleasure to meet you all.
I just want to say welcome and thank you guys for coming once again. I know everybody else has kind of said the same thing, but we really appreciate you being here. We're going to go ahead and get the presentation started, and I'd like to bring up Bernie Burwell from Allianz Travel Insurance.
So yeah, my name is Bernie, and I'm here with Allianz Partners. I've got my table over there if anybody wants to meet me after the presentations. So we're here to, as a good partner with Direct Travel, you're going to see some incredible programs after me, and we're here to help ensure those great trips that you're going to take. Whether you go to Europe, Asia, South America, we're there to be your travel companion. So what we try to do here at Allianz is it's all about the guest experience. We realize that we really only have one chance to make a good impression when you choose Allianz, and if you do get jammed up while you're traveling. So we do want to be a good partner to not only Direct Travel, but also to our clients. So I'm going to just call for the numbers on the bottom there. Okay, so when you do purchase an Allianz plan, you are part of our global network of medical providers. We have over 1 million medical providers that are part of our network, whether it's Europe, Asia, all over the world. We're truly a global company. So this means that if you do run into an issue, a medical issue, that we're going to be providing the care that you need, okay? These are not only hospitals, but these are outpatient clinics, emergency evacuation teams. We're going to make sure that you get the care that you need when you're traveling. 75. So we do provide travel insurance in 75 countries around the world. The U.S. market is our largest and most important market. We do speak 70 different languages, and the reason why we want to mention that is that if you are traveling, maybe you're in a remote area of Mexico or Italy, and English is not first language, or having some difficulties with communication, especially maybe trying to get some medical care, you can call into Allianz, ask for a bilingual speaker, and we will find one for you and then make sure that you get the assistance that you need. And then as far as the #1 global brand, well, we realized that State Farm also is right up there. But we are not as recognizable in the U.S. just because we're not doing the ad campaigns, the fun ad campaigns that we see with Jake, and we loved Arnold, what he's doing. Maybe we'll get a spokesperson. We'll see. But we're not as recognizable in the U.S., but we are very recognizable in Europe. We're based out of Munich, Germany. Our U.S. headquarters is in Richmond, Virginia. And so I'm just going to call out a couple things that why travel insurance, okay? So like I mentioned, we do want to be your travel companion. So if you do have a last minute cancellation, something comes up, as long as it's a covered reason, we're going to make sure that you get reimbursed, for your travel investment. Things go wrong, just like Renee had mentioned, that there could be flight delays. We have coverage for that. We have benefits that are part of our plans if there are travel delays, missed baggage, that sort of thing. Also, the main thing, sickness and injury. So while you're traveling on a single trip plan with Allianz, we will be your primary medical coverage, okay? So there's no copays, there's no deductibles. So when you're traveling on one of our policies, we are your primary medical coverage, okay? As many of you know, being in the insurance business, that you might have great coverage here in the U.S., Blue Cross Blue Shield or Medicare, but it's going to work differently outside of the U.S. So when you are traveling, especially international, we become your primary medical coverage. And then we do have our 24-hour assistance, medical assistance, as well as customer service. We do have an app, of course. We have our great travel app. It's called Allianz. I would highly recommend that you check this out. There's no cost to download Allianz. You'll find it in your Google App Store or the Apple App Store. Download it and you'll see the different features that are available for you on Allianz. And here I'll just call out a couple of these. One of them is you can upload your policy to the app, so if you do need to reference it while you're traveling. Also emergency, contact numbers. It's not 911 in every country, so we do provide you. We show you depending on what country you're traveling to, whether it's Europe or Asia, we show you what those emergency numbers are. It automatically goes into your phone and you can call it out. And then also the 24-hour medical assistance with Allianz, as well as our 24-hour customer service. So one of the features also that you can kick off with the app is our telehealth. So this was a pilot program at the end of last year, where we're now capable of providing this telehealth services, not only to make in-person appointments while you're traveling, but also right there you could do virtual appointments and to determine what could be the issue. And make sure that you need medication. We can also help provide that. So this is a new feature here at Allianz. So I did come down from Chicago, and it's great to be back here in Bloomington. I did go to Illinois State, so it's good to be back. I welcome anybody to join me over at the table over there. I have a video that is going to kick in after I get go. So it's been great. It's been great being here. Look forward to talking with you more. Okay, let's see if we can get this. Collette, there we go.
Trap, let me say, is the one person similar, especially when you know this thing is big set. But what if the best way to use is to be yourself with an insurance partner who's food and anyway, a partner who understands the person, this power, and a worldwide presence is better with a little touch. A partner who bridges expertise, it takes, and lets technical and professional with that give you a grounded foundation to be truly grounded. Because when you're seeing the world in other states, seeing the advantage of doing things differently is that. Thank you so much. That was a great presentation. Next, I'm going to introduce you to Laura Austin from Collette Tours. Great, thank you. Hi, everybody. It was so nice already. Many of you came over to my table to say you've traveled with Collette and to tell me great experiences you've had. I know that that is something I'm very thankful for, that you all have traveled with Collette. So I want to review a couple things for you as you look at the tours that we are offering to you. So these are the reasons why people choose Collette, and you may have experienced us during the pandemic where we gave 100% cash back, including your insurance. We can't operate a tour. We're going to give you everything back. No hassle, no stress to do that, to get that taken care of. And as a matter of fact, with our insurance on a Collette tour, you can cancel your tour for any reason, no questions, no paperwork, right up to the night before departure for 100% cash back. So we just know things happen in the wild. If something happens that you can't go, it's a simple phone call that up to the night before to get everything back, including your airfare purchased through Collette. So keep that in mind. It gives you great confidence to know that you can book something farther out ahead, and you're not going to be at a loss if something changes for you. So here's some reasons why people love Collette. These are things that you tell me and that I hear from folks. We have a great pacing on our tours where we don't have that many one-night stays. One-night stays are hard, packing, unpacking, moving on to the next location. And you'll find our itineraries designed to have fewer one-night stays. We're staying in 4-star hotels, even 5-star hotels at times, in great locations. So you can be assured that you can enjoy your free time as you want to explore and be out and about with things. So these are just a couple things that you'll find on our tours that are going to be great for you. We know that culinary is really important. Eating your way through the country, tasting the local foods, the local wines, going to the marketplace. So we include activities like that for you and really put an emphasis on eating outside of the hotel at a local establishment is something really special and unique that you're going to remember. So we also have really great tour managers in the industry that are going to be with you from start to finish on the tour. They become like your friend, your concierge, and they're an expert at that destination that you're traveling with them on. So I want to highlight a couple of the group tours that Direct Travel is promoting, and they have flyers for these over at the Direct Travel table in the corner on this direction. And the first one is Spotlight on the French Riviera. Any of our tours called Spotlights mean it's a one hotel stay in the beautiful city of Nice. So on this tour, we're going to be going outside of Nice to see Monaco. We're going to go to Cannes, to Graz, to St. Paul de Vence, all of these great towns and cities along the coastline. People have been coming to the French Riviera for thousands of years because of the beautiful weather that they have there. Another group tour that we're promoting is Shades of Ireland. This is actually our #1 selling tour in the world out of everything Collette does. People love it because it's so beautiful. The people are friendly. It's
a really great price point on a tour as well. And this tour is going to take you from Dublin all the way around the Republic of Ireland, going to Waterford, Larney, the Ring of Kerry, the Cliffs of Moher. This is the tour to see the highlights, to see all of those special things in Ireland. And we have the Canadian Rockies. This is featuring the Rocky Mountaineer Train, a very luxurious 2-day train experience. And we are going to take you from Vancouver to an overnight in Kamloops. Then you continue on the train the second day. And we have a full itinerary for you in the Canadian Rockies from Lake Louise, Banff, and Calgary. The whole time you have the Collette Tour Manager with you from the start in Vancouver till the end in Calgary. And you will definitely love that trip. Also, I should say that Direct Travel has something special added on. They've timed it so that you can be in Calgary for the Calgary Stampede. And that is something extra that you'll have taking this particular group tour with Direct Travel. Spain is another wonderful destination, and we want to take you on this highlight tour to see Madrid, Cordoba, Seville, Granada, Valencia, and Barcelona. So this would be a wonderful tour for your first time to Spain, or to go back to any of these really fantastic places that you will want to see. So that's a very quick overview of what's coming up with the Collette Group Tours. But as Tim said, you can book any destination, any tour with Collette through a Direct Travel advisor. So hope you'll keep that in mind as well. So thank you very much.
Thank you so much, Laura. That was wonderful as well. Next, I'd like to bring up Dani Ansel, and she's going to talk to you about Viking River cruises. Well, not just river cruises, all of them.
Let me just go right up.
Well, I am from Cape Cod.
I think we're
Came here specifically for you guys. So I better be good, right?
Well, I am delighted to be here. As Kimberly said, I'm with Viking Cruises. How many of you have cruised Viking in the past? I have some work to me. And thank you. I see some good, a number of hands going up, those that have cruised. So thank you so much, and please come back with us. So talking about Viking and exploring the world with us, we really are all over the world. So whether you like to cruise river with us, or maybe it's ocean, we also now have expedition, because as Renee mentioned earlier, expedition is really popular. So if you want to go to Arctic Circle or Antarctica, we can offer you that on 2 spectacular brand new ships. And then of course, new, very new, is our Mississippi River. 2,300 miles, the Mississippi River, and you can do the upper Mississippi or the lower Mississippi. The lower, of course, you have your Cajun food and your Creole and your Civil War history. Those that love the history of that area, you're really going to enjoy that cruise. And then we have the upper Mississippi, which has all the jazz music and the blues. So we have some fantastic itineraries on the river. And then, of course, we have the Great Lakes, which our expedition ship in the summertime is not in Antarctica, but it's visiting the Great Lakes. So let's talk a little bit about Viking River. I know a lot of you are interested in this, but these are our long ships. We have over 75 long ships, and they all look like this, and they're all the same. So once you go on one, it's, oh my goodness, you go back and you're so comfortable going on the second and third. So let's talk a little bit about the design of these ships. First of all, something very unique that Viking has created. And if you notice the bow of the ship, this is normally where all your rowing equipment is kept, but we designed it differently. So we have boxed it or squared it off so that we can create a beautiful outdoor dining experience for you. We also have on top deck beautiful space to enjoy just sitting and watching the river as we go up or down. And you can see we have canopies, we have umbrellas, and of course, a hurricane bar. And then flat ceiling windows everywhere, because our goal when building our river ship was to bring the river to you wherever you are on our ship. So we only have 190 guests, 95 staterooms, and beautiful veranda staterooms.
Okay.
Speaking of the view, this is your restaurant where you'll be coming for breakfast, lunch, and dinner if you're not at the Aquabean Terrace. And this again gives you beautiful view as you're having your dinner or lunch or breakfast. Aquabean Terrace, one of my favorite places. Come up here in the morning, get a cup of coffee, and just watch the sunrise. Spectacular. Notice how calm the river is. Someone said to me, I think I can cruise river, but I can't cruise ocean because I get sick. The river is calm. And it is like glass. And the way we design these ships, sometimes you have to know if you're moving or not. And this is a view of the atrium area coming in the ship. Scandinavian design. Our owner is Norwegian, and the ships have that beautiful violent Scandinavian light colors, soft on the eyes, beautiful decor throughout the ships. And again, everywhere you go, floor-to-ceiling windows. So, what's our philosophy? It came from 26 years ago when we started, and it is to be not everything to everyone. So we're focused on English-speaking guests, curious minds, interest in history, culture, and geography. And I know everyone here is, that's me. Adult-only cruise, no children on any of our cruise ships and river ships. And we're destination-oriented, so we're always going to get you as close as possible to the heart, to the local area. You would be right in the heart of these cities. And the best of the best staff, and of course, no nickel and diming you. So let's talk about the value we bring to you. And one is that we have one complimentary shore excursion offered in every port. And that's great, because that gives you a good overview of the town or village or city that you're in. Wi-Fi is included, all on-board meals, beer, wine, and soft drinks, all included with your breakfast and lunch. We also have 24-hour specialty coffees, teas, and snacks, and enrichment lectures, along with we bring on local entertainment for you to enjoy. So this is the city of, someone help me out? Anyone help? You get a free cruise. What a shame I can't get my cruise one day. This is the city of Budapest. And this is the beautiful chain bridge. And you see right in the back of it is the Four Seasons Hotel, and that beautiful basilica you might visit is called the St. Stephen's Basilica. But this is what I'm telling you when we get right in the heart of these iconic cities. Viking, like no other river cruise lines, owns a lot of the docking space in Europe. So you get off this beautiful river ship, and you are right in the heart of the city. You can get on and off through the, if you're in through the evening, which you are in most itineraries in Budapest, go walk after dinner and enjoy. 3 itineraries I'll quickly mention to you. We have so many in Europe, and we're also in Asia and Vietnam on river cruising, and of course the Nile. But these are the most popular. So when someone says to me, Dottie, where should I go? Start here. Try the Danube or the Rhine River cruise. And these cover either 3 countries or 4 countries. The Rhine starts in Amsterdam and ends in Basel, Switzerland. And the romantic Danube goes from Hungary to either Regensburg or Passau. And then the Green European includes both, and that happens to be our most popular. So what's the difference between itineraries? Quickly, if you love the cities, the iconic cities, so say Vienna, Budapest, Bratislava, maybe it's the Danube, but you still get to see those beautiful vineyards and so forth. But the wine is more of your castles, your vineyards, your rolling hills. It is spectacular scenery on both, but I think that some people prefer the wine because of the view that you see throughout. So that's your choice. The Grand European includes both the Rhine, which by all standards is the largest river in Europe, and the Danube is one of the longest rivers in Europe. But how do you connect the two? Well, it becomes a 15-day because you also go around the Rhine River. And the Rhine River is so unique because it's gone through a series of locks, and you meander through, and it's beautiful scenery, and that's why it's one of the most popular itineraries that we have. So, lastly, I'll just mention to you that right now we've got a great spring sale going on with either reduced air or complimentary air. And if you were booking, say, into 2026, someone just came up to me, you only have to put about $25 deposit. We'll hold your stateroom of $50 per person, it's a couple, and that will hold your stateroom to a year before you're sailing. So if you're sailing in July of 2026, you pay us the $50 for your stateroom, and we come back and visit you, your travel agent, Kimberly, or your wonderful staff here, and they'll come knocking on the door a year out and say, we have to get payment from you at this point. But because we're so popular, you know that, you see us on TV, we've done a great job. We've won all the awards for the best cruise line, all of our ships. Book now, hold your stateroom, you won't regret it. And I also have some shipboard credit offers exclusive to direct travel. So please come see me. If you'd like to talk about any itineraries, I'm here for that. I can help you anyway. But I will tell you, stay with direct travel. They are fantastic. They will guide you with Viking, and they will support you throughout, before you go, when you're on the cruise, and when you come back. So thank you so much. Have a wonderful day, and come see me. Great.
Thank you so much, Shadi. Next, I'd like to introduce you to CIRA, Central Illinois Regional Airport, and Carl Olson's going to be your speaker today.
Good morning. Thank you for the opportunity, the invitation to come and speak with you today. I appreciate it very much. Also, thank you to Direct Travel, long-term partner, great partners at the airport authority. We appreciate that very much, and we appreciate that relationship. Central Illinois Regional Airport, close to Canadian and CIRA. You might have heard we have free parking. Quick side story when I came. When I first had the opportunity to come to Wilmington, free parking is very meaningful for airport. Parking is typically one of the major revenue streams for airport. So when I came, I had this grand idea, and met with the board chair at the time, and they said, here's what we can do. If we just put in a $5 per day parking fee, which is probably half the average other airports. The gentleman said, Carl, free parking is part of the history and culture of the airport, the community. And they said, yeah, I understand. They said, but here's what we could do. And 2 more times, he said, Carl, free parking is part of the history and culture of the airport and the community. And I can tell you now, 19 years later, it is still part of history and culture, and it's not going to change. Very happy to be here. Appreciate that. Just some quick introductory information or review information. Wilmington Normal Airport Authority. We're a small government body. Our only purpose is to own and operate the community's airport for the benefit of the community. Only reason we exist. We operate the Central Illinois Regional Airport. When you go in and put your tickets, with the code, BRI is our code. Different activities. Everybody, aircraft strength travel and airlines, but we also have a lot more to that Central Illinois Regional Airport. Obviously, we have 4 airlines, and we'll talk about that in a moment. We have a very large corporate aviation presence. We have a very, very large and vibrant general aviation, recreational aviation presence. Partnering with always at the hospital system. We have the air ambulance that's 24/7 now, the air ambulance is based at the airport. And we have air cargo. In fact, air cargo has been with us now for 10 years. And that has grown to become our single largest employer at the airport. We have FedEx Express, 2 facilities. They only have 2 airport facilities doing what? One at O'Hare, they have one at CIRA. They are now our single largest employers. Talk about some of the economic impact. Central Regional Airport contributes more than $220 million a year of positive economic impact into our community. We support directly and indirectly over 1,400 jobs. And those 1,400 jobs generate an annual payroll exceeding $70 million per year. So that little airport on the east side of town is actually a major economic development opportunity for our community. And what's interesting when you look at that, the airport authority itself has less than 24 full-time employees. And when you add our seasonal part-time, we only have 34 employees. So we run the airport 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, with less than 3 dozen total employees. But yet we generate more than $220 million of economic impact positively for the community. Kind of like a city, you have snow removal in the wintertime and you have construction in the summertime. We put our snow equipment away. We are transitioning into our construction season right now. We have 3 primary projects we're going to be playing in the field with this year, totaling $24 million. And then interestingly enough, that's $24 million it's spent with local contractors, local trades, local suppliers. The largest project is the second final phase of the new general aviation facility for recreational pilots and private aircraft tours. That's about $17 million. We're also going to do a $4.4 million terminal roadway repair from its terminal building. As this original tunnel was built and opened in 2001. And as FedEx has come in with 53-foot tractor trailers, they're really kind of accelerating the deterioration of our road services because it wasn't designed for 53-foot tractor trailers. So we're going to do a terminal roadway rehab project this year. The roads will always remain open. We'll phase it so that everything is safe and operable. We're going to take some of the roads out of service periodically. And the last project is partnering with the city and EDC. We have 250 acres south of the airport that we cannot develop for aviation purposes, but we need to control it to make sure that anything, how it's used, is compatible with safe aircraft operations. So we're partnering with the EDC of the city. We're going to be putting in new water and sewer pipes for about $3.5 million, with the goal of creating the area's first multi-modal industrial park. Norfolk and Southern Rail Line divides our property into 2 pieces, and 9 miles down track from our property is the Rivian plant. So the company wanted to have raw materials brought in by rail and turn it into automobile widgets, and then put that on a train or a truck and brought 9 miles to the Rivian plant. They would be able to support Rivian. So we have 3 big projects this year that we're going to be working on. At the end, I'm going to talk a little bit about our Hidden Disability Sunflower Initiative. We're very excited about this. We rolled it out. This is for individuals traveling that have a hidden disability. We're all familiar with people that travel with maybe they have a wheelchair or a walker or a cane. These are for individuals who are traveling independently, who might have a disability that you can't see. And we rolled this program out about 4 or 5 years ago. Well, everything is pre-COVID. So it was pre-COVID or post-COVID. It was pre-COVID, and we were the 4th airport in the United States to do this. And now there's over 250 airports around the world that are providing this service. We're pretty excited about it, and we're going to just reintroduce it because we don't think it's getting the use that it deserves. So I'm going to come back to that in just a moment. Travel, air travel, commercial air travel, Central Regional Airport. We have 4 airlines in CIRA. We have 2 network carriers, American and Delta, which basically can get you anywhere in the world. They have non-stops in Chicago, Dallas, and Atlanta, which are all very secure. On short, and your affiliation with the area with State Farm, you're pretty aware of why Dallas and why Plankton. That's not an accident. But what's interesting is to show you how small the world is in the network connectivity of America or Delta. Places like Sydney, Australia is one stop from Globus Vacations. Athens, Greece, Buenos Aires, Argentina, they're all one stop. And what's interesting is you go on your excursion and you have your adventure and you fly back into CIRA, and in less time than it takes you to walk into the O'Hare from the gate to even find Bagflay. Good luck with that. You're going to be, if you fly into CIRA, you're going to be home in your house in less time than it takes you to find Bagflay in Chicago. In fact, for business traveling, and I've timed it as a business traveler, by the time I'd be playing the airplane off the water bridge and pulling into my garage, it's less than 15 minutes. It takes me out one. It takes me 15 minutes just to get to the end of the concourse. Very convenient. Very convenient. So we have American, we also are fortunate to have two ultra low cost carriers. We have Allegiant, offering nonstop low fare service to Orlando and to Tampa St. Pete. And we have Denver service seasonally on Frontier Airlines. They started last month, and now I think the schedule runs just past the new year. Just to give you a sense of some of that, round trip to Denver, I checked in a couple days ago, was $218. I checked yesterday, going into Tampa, if you want a quick getaway, $173. Now, of course, if you check a bag and there's tax fees. But again, the low costs, the free parking, and the low fares. If you want a quick getaway, this is the very best way to go, especially this time of year. Denver's very active this time of year. So a little bit about the airlines that we have then. Anybody else on my show? Anybody here that's a GSA pre-check on operation? Oh, you are good travelers, sharp travelers. So those of you that didn't get to raise your hand, please become a TSA pre-check one. We have enrollment opportunities again in August for 2 weeks and December for 2 weeks. Basically for about $75, $80 for 5 years. You go through a quick background check with the TSA, you get a number. So when you book your ticket, you just put your TSA pre-check number in. Think of the Chicago tollways when you had Express Pass back when they still had the toll booths. You shoot right through. You don't take your shoes off. You don't take your belt off. You don't take your toiletries out. You don't take your computer out. You have your own thing. So it's very convenient at a place like CIRA, which is already very convenient. But the real value is when you travel to and from larger airports. If you've ever traveled, Denver's a good one. Denver, you go through the airline check-in, and then you come into the center atrium area, and you look down and you see the checkpoint. And it kind of looks like the children of Israel are all sheeted up behind the Egypt. Which is fine, except if you're a pre-check member, you go around the side to your own lane and you shoot through in about 10 minutes. It's fantastic. It's the best $80 you'll ever spend. If you're not a pre-check member, once you do it and you experience it, you'll never want to be a pre-check member. I'm pretty cheap about all of this being a pre-check. So what you do is you make an appointment and they have pre-registered. So you literally going through the pre-check enrollment. There's probably 15 minutes if you register ahead of time. You present some identification, take a seat, you do a quick fingerprint with a camera, and within a week they'll send you a number, and you're in for 5 years. That's all you got to do. It is fantastic. I can't encourage you enough to do that. If you monitor our website, I have it out there. But our next 2-week enrollment event is the 12th to the 23rd of August, and then that begins in December. Whether you enroll in CIRA or enroll somewhere else, if you're interested in travel, you really want to success. You just really want it. But I need something to help from and play. If we say a slide from let me say that Have put that down. Our Hidden Disabilities Program. It's called the Sunflower Initiative. And it's a green lanyard with yellow sunflowers on it. And if you're a traveler and you're traveling with somebody, maybe you have a joint replacement, maybe you have a colostomy bag, maybe you have arthritis, it doesn't matter, you don't have to talk about it. When you go to the airline counter, you simply ask, may I have a sunflower lanyard? Nobody's going to ask you why. Nobody's going to ask you to justify it. They'll say, sure, here it is. And you put it up. The airlines, the sheriff's department, airport staff, TSA, car rental, everybody in our building. Hey, when they see that, they know that's something that needs a little extra help, a little extra patience, a little extra considerations. And they're all gone through some training and familiarity. All you got to do is just travel. But let's say, for example, you have arthritis or you have a problem lifting your bags. When you get to the TSA checkpoint, the TSA will see that lanyard. They'll say, can I put that on the conveyor for you? Or if you're traveling with somebody that might be on the autism spectrum, imagine for those folks traveling with their caregiver, and now they get to the checkpoint and they're separated from their caregiver, which is going to create anxiety. Then they go to the checkpoint process and the screening process, and the TSA wants to touch them. That's going to create a lot of anxiety. The TSA has gone through training, and they see this green lanyard. They will have dedicated screeners come over and say, let me help you with this. It's a really nice thing to do. It's a great process. There's no judging. There's no questioning. It's just, sure, you want a green lanyard? Have a green lanyard. And what's interesting is I was traveling 3 weeks ago, and I not only saw one in Washington National, which kind of warmed my heart, but I saw somebody getting on a plane with one. So what happens is it's becoming more common. So while we started it locally 4 years ago, nobody knew about it, it's growing all the time. And there'll be a time when you travel, you're going to see people with this green sunflower lanyard, and you're not going to know who it is. But it also means the flight attendants know, the gate agents know. It's just a nice thing. It's very respectful, it's very private, but it's also very helpful. So if you have something that you'd like to check out our website, CIRA.com, we have a section on that, on the Sunflower Initiative or the Hidden Disabilities Program. I'd encourage you to check it out. I'd encourage you to use it if you know somebody who travels. Make them aware of it. It's a great program. It's growing and growing, which is the next thing to see. Today, our current efforts right now, really good on marketing, looking at our marketing. We have 4 flights a week to Denver. Again, $218 a year, where they want to go to the urban scene downtown with the bars and the restaurants and the food scene, where they want to go out in recreation and do some walking, some hiking, some mountain biking, concerts. They've got tremendous concerts out there this summer, no matter what genre is you're resident in. The museums, tremendous recreation opportunities in Denver. And of course, our partners in the Legion of Virgin Europe to Central Florida. Thank you again for the opportunity to come visit with you, and have a wonderful day. Yeah.
Thank you, Carl. I'm going to speak on behalf of myself and probably everybody in this room that CIRA is my favorite airport to go to, hands down. Next, I'd like to introduce Sophia Condos with Abercrombie and Kent, or you may also know A&K.
Thank you. It's my color, and I am blown away. I'm going to be driving from a suburb of Chicago, and that's why we use it. That's it. It's like, thank you. I'll keep it a secret though. Just no, it's fine. Well, welcome, and thank you so much for having me today. I'm so excited to be here, and thank you to Direct Travel for being such a wonderful partner. My name is Sophia Condos. I'm with Abercrombie & Kent, and so I wanted to count down for every slide. I could talk travel for weeks on end. I just absolutely love this industry. And the reason, there'll be a video that will pop on, but I just wanted to quickly say, Abercrombie Kent's been around for 62 years. It was started by Jeffrey Kent, and he started in Kenya with his parents, and his whole philosophy was shoot with your camera and not with your gun. And it's not that he's anti-hunting, but he's anti-hunting for those types of animals, those beautiful animals in Africa. So Abercrombie Kent was started with that in mind, and to often have over 55 offices around the world. So we really pride ourselves in our family who works at Abercrombie Kent. We do consider ourselves family. And I think this video will give you a real good idea of our travel, our experiences, and what you would experience with Abercrombie Kent. So I know that's a little bit lengthy, but I think the emotions that that video gives and the excited to travel is like no other. And that video just was produced about 4 weeks ago. It was shown by Jeffrey Kent and Manfredi Lafert, who are the owners of Abercrombie Kent. Manfredi used to own Silver Sea, and then he sold to Royal Caribbean, ends up buying Abercrombie and Kent, and within weeks had to have a cruise line again, so bought Crystal Cruise. And we're so excited about that because we know they went through some hardships, and anybody who hasn't won Trump on Crystal ever, it is okay. I'm kind of excited about that because somebody will hopefully come next year. We can do this again from Crystal. They are, the ships have a spirit to them that when everybody returned, we had 85% of our employees return because they did not take another position hoping that somebody would buy Crystal. And everybody who returned said this is exactly how and even better. So it is a very special place. But back to Abercrombie Kent, like I said, 62 years ago, Jeffrey Kent started A&K with his family, and we have over 55 offices around the world. I think what's really important is sometimes A&K is synonymous with luxury. I've heard the word sometimes unattainable. It's just so expensive. I would say some of our journeys, our private jet journeys, will go into the $170,000 per person around the world. But that is an extreme. We have wonderful smaller journeys out price points. And working with direct travel, they can definitely work with your budget. And when you call A&K, when the travel advisors calls, our 55 offices around the world, travel advisors are allowed to work with them directly. So you would give your budget. You could say, I don't want the 5-star Four Seasons. I do want 4-star. And this is my budget. And for example, we'll reach out to Morocco saying this is the budget, and they will come back and say this is what we can do. What we don't do 2 or 3 stars, one of the things we find hard is with those properties, it's sometimes hard. We vet them. We make sure they're, of course, safe locations, the properties are consistent, that they're just a place that we'd be proud for you to stay. So the 2 and 3 stars sometimes flip too much for us to really stand behind them. But 4-star, for example, Morocco, we have 4-star properties for $80 a night. And they're gems, but nobody knows about them. We do. So don't ever count us out. We can do anywhere around the world. So, well, we do have some different types of products. We have small group journeys, luxury expedition cruising, tailor-made journeys, private jet journeys. And depending on if you like to travel on your own, multi-generational with a lot of family members, or you like to be in groups, we basically have anything that you're looking for. So I'm going to just start briefly with our small group journeys. What I love about that program is we average 14 guests on those. We're max out at 18, so they are a small group. If 2 people sign up for a program, we will go. We do not cancel ever as long as 2 people are signed up. So what really is wonderful, we have a traveling bellboy. So from the time you start with A&K, your luggage is taken and you never touch it. Again, it's always in your room. So that is included. We also have, of course, all our transfers, and we have valet service where your laundry is done during your trip. I think it's usually 2 times, so you don't have to overpack. And then breakfast is included on some of the days in your room as room service. It's included on every day, but sometimes it's room service. So all our small group journeys are run by resident tour directors, and these are TDs that with you the whole time. But then we also have our expert guides who will take you on the tours, and they're the historians or archaeologists that know about the destination. So a couple of our small group journeys that I just want to highlight, the Great Migration Safari in style. It really it's Kenya and Tanzania, and you get to really the highlights. So the wildlife on safari. So you set out on game drives at the region's most abundant parks and private reserves, and you stay in tea camp and luxury lodges. Now, here's the other thing. This is a luxury small group journey that you see in the corner. It says travel privately. So all of our employees will have this tour also private. So if you don't want to travel small group, but you love this itinerary, we have a negotiated rates from 2 years before. So you can do the same one in a private atmosphere with kids, grandkids, and so forth. So that's one of our very popular ones. Another one is Peru, Machu Picchu, and the Amazon. So that one goes to Delhi, Cusco, Lima, and Quito. And it's down south. It was created it's more active, it's more, it climbs deeper into Peru, and it experiences diverse adventure, ranging from soaring stone walls of Machu Picchu to the remote reaches of the Amazon forest. And then you also on a luxury vessel, the Aria Amazon, which you see in the corner. We're also in the process of building our own ship in the Amazon, so we're really excited about that. And we'll be featuring that in about 1.5 years. So, and one of our classic ones is, of course, classic Japan. And it is such an amazing, this is the highlights of Japan. We have over 50 luxury small group journeys, and I can say this one is probably one of our most popular. You take in the sights and sounds of Tokyo and Kyoto, private tea ceremonies, a visit to the sumo stables, and a special geisha dinner experience. So like I said, any of these journeys you can travel privately with A&K, so you just could do the same exact journey and just do it, not this whole group. Another product we have, and I touched on this a little bit, a few of you came over and said, oh, what's this? And I said, it's our Wings Over the World. When I said the price point was a little like, you know, it's a tough price point in a sense. It's not like a private jet, but it is, I would say, around 40 to 50,000 per person. But this is the type of journey where if you wanted a destination, it's a bucket list kind of, you know, with India is a perfect example because the transfers on a landmark take so many days. These are private jets that have about 12 people. It's a small group, and then you just get to do the country, experience the country in a quicker way. So, and you get to go to all the highlights of India. So there's a few of our Wings Over programs. So I have more information again on that. And then luxury tailor-made travel. So basically, these are also, they're through direct travel, of course you would call them, and they're private groups, and they're private. But what they do in the sense of the same exact thing that I said before, the private journeys, they do the rates 2 years out. So with inflation, you're already locked in with the rates. And we have a few new journeys for luxury tailor-made. And I'm sorry, I'm going through these papers, but they threw these at me 3 days ago. They're like, you have to talk about our new journeys. I'm like, I haven't studied our new journeys. So, for again, travelers with a more private experience, we're going to start with the last one over there is Cuba. So we just brought Cuba back. And I know Cuba is a tough travel for many because I just found out that we have 432 hotels in Cuba that U.S. citizens are not allowed to stay at. And it's frustrating because, you know, a lot of people think, why would I go to Cuba? I can't really stay at these places. This is part of travel in the world. They have their rules. So, well, we are headed back to Cuba with a completely reimagined itinerary from Honolulu to Havana, and we're going to feature the highlights of Cuba's history. So that's a wonderful journey, and it is priced very well. So if you'd like more information on that. Another new destination is, we're expanding Madagascar. So for a while, you know, we went there, but it has such a variety of landscapes. So that's another destination that's really, it has you visit lemurs and chameleons, and it's just rare birds. If you're a birdie, you'll absolutely love Madagascar. And another one that I absolutely, sorry, I'm going to just go to Cuba. Okay, so that was our Cuba, and this is Madagascar. Morocco. Raise your hand if you've ever been to Morocco. Okay, that's Cuba. What? Morocco is one of those destinations that I just can't say enough of. We've had such success in Morocco that we designed a new journey, and it's featuring northern Morocco's most beautiful and less visited cities, such as the melting pot of Tangier, and it has a mix of African and European influence, and the blue city of Chefchaouen. I can never say that, but I don't know if you've ever seen that before in pictures, but that is literally a blue city. So you walk through these absolutely beautiful architectural highlights. And we do it with the professional photographers. So if you're into photography, that person will be with you through the whole time, getting those images. And then it also includes Fez and Marrakesh. And then finally, for our new journeys, we have a standalone New Zealand trip that it's been requested by guests for many years. We explore major highlights, the North and South Islands over 11 days. We include private visit with members if you're into rugby, the New Zealand's iconic all-black rugby team, a private tour of Hamadan, meals in local homes and iconic vineyards, whale watching, Milford Sound, and hands-on cooking classes with a local chef. So it's a spectacular way to see New Zealand. And I did have one more, India. So India is a country, if you have been, it's a country you can visit over and over again. It just has so many magical places. So our new India journeys exclusively focus on the highlights of the South, and they're showcasing the region's unique landscapes, cuisine, and history. So traveling from east to west, we begin in Chennai, and then we sample the French influences of Pondicherry and wander through fine plantations. I'm sorry, not spice plantation. I have never been to India. It's one on my bucket list, but I just heard amazing things. So this is a list trip too. And again, we've had trips to all these places, but we're doing them in different ways. So if you have visited, please reconsider it again. And I keep saying finally, but there is one more. Sri Lanka. Has anyone ever been to Sri Lanka? Out of our office, I think 2 people have been. So it is a new destination that people are touching upon. We're wonderfully priced. So if you are looking for kind of that different type of adventure, and when I say adventure, we do soft adventure. We are not expecting everybody to go out there hiking and just doing a lot of activities. If you want that, we have it. But Sri Lanka is one of those destinations that has, they even have safari. They have cheetah leopard safari. So you get beautiful beaches. They have beautiful history. So you get a lot of culture and beauty in that destination. And then a lot of our guests pair with Maldives because it's so close. So, and I lied again. We have another destination. Borneo. Okay, that one was not going to be in a slideshow because we were just finalizing it, but it's here. So Borneo, visiting the orangutans. And anyone has ever gone gorilla trekking? Okay, we have a lot we have to do. So we are going to, I'm going to tell you a little bit. This is orangutans. I just came back in gorilla trekking with us, a bucket list. I thought it would be miles and miles of trekking. I could not complete it. What's wonderful is they'll ask you, do you want an easy trek, medium trek, or difficult? And these 20-year-olds are like, I want the difficult. And they came back and they were like crying. And I was like, good for you, because that was just way too much. And they couldn't believe they asked for that. So we all said the easy one. And then one lady was in a wheelchair and she's like, it's been a dream of mine. And there's porters, which they are so amazing, and they helped her get the different families. So there's 28 gorilla families in Rwanda and Uganda, and they helped bring her. They knew the family that was closest to the bottom of the mountain, and they helped bring the wheelchair. And she basically, for the hour, you get to view the gorillas in their element. Out of the gorilla families, there's still 8 that are acclimated to humans. So, and then it takes them 5 years to get acclimated to be able to be around humans. The other ones, it won't let them. They don't even care that we're there. It is funny though, after an hour, they do start grunting and getting a look like, it's like the relatives that come over and never leave. That's what I felt like. I'm like, it's time, we gotta get out of here. So, please, if you're ever considering gorilla trekking, Rwanda's more pricey. Uganda, we have more options at 4-star levels that you'd be surprised how attainable it is. And it's one of those kind of life-changing moments. But back to Borneo, that's orangutans, and you get to experience that with local experts. And to wrap up, because we have so many products, luxury expedition cruising. So we charter unmanned ships. It's less than 200 people. We would not be considered the typical cruise where you have your entertainment, casinos, all of that. Luxury expedition cruising is different in the sense that we have destinations that you really, I would say it's more of a floating in town. You go, you have beautiful accommodations, it's an amazing ship, but you're talking about the culture, you're looking more to go on land to see everything. So we have historians and various agriculturalists, photographers who travel with you, and there's all exclusive amenities that you basically are not paid. There's not another penny that you pay. And our most popular are to Antarctica. We have holiday voyages, and our expedition team has been voted one of the top ones year after year. So we've been doing expedition cruising for 30 years. And we have, I would say Japan is probably one of the most popular because you get to see it in a different way, go around the whole country. So there's our Wonders of Japan cruise at the end of this year, well, it's in September, and our Antarctica cruises. So overall, I just wanted to thank you so much for listening to all that AK has to offer. I just want to leave you with, I think the biggest thing with overcrowding in Kent is that we can't, I think Emmy Sapphire would say, we can't always be perfect, but we try, and when we do hit the mark a lot of times, but if we don't, we make sure that you always are taken care of. So if something is not going the right way, AEQ will make sure you're happy at the end of it, and the memories that we leave you with, I think, are like no others. So we hope you try us. I know some groups went to Egypt with us, another group is going to be, they're planning another group, so we just hope you will try it with Ani and Ken, because you will, it's memorable. So thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Sophia. Next, I'd like to introduce you to Globus Tours and Rose Schwartz.
Everyone, thank you. Good morning. I think it's still good morning, right? Are we still up and awake? Okay, so first question for you. Who's been on a Globus tour? Anyone? Oh, yeah, my people. All right, anyone here on an Avalon cruise? Okay, all right. So for the rest of you, is it your time? So the first thing I'm going to show you is a video. Mom and Dad. So as long as I can remember, our family vacations weren't much of a vacation for you at all. I don't think we're just vacations for me. You fulfilling my wishes. Doing what I wanted to do. And going I wanted to go. Along the way, you made sacrifices. You don't try to be other people. You have every moment as we say, to take care of the other desires. So, isn't it about time when I'm teaching and voice? Well, I can text, but I don't fit it on. It absolutely has to ban it. It's time to follow the humble ways. Check things on your list. And thus somebody has to go into what we did. It's time for you to see all the fashion you can test the best you do, and none of them you succeed. Because we all know you learned it. Today is the time. It's your time begins. So is it your time to travel? I think so. We at Globus Family of Brands have 3 different brands. We have Globus Cosmos and Avalon Waterways, and we started off 96 years ago. Our family who started the organization still owns us to this day. And we have survived through all of the craziness that's been going on in the industry and in the world for these 96 years. So we started off on these little rowboats in Switzerland, and our founder ferried clients on the lake, and Lake Lucerne there. So from there, we went into different parts of Europe. We are strong in Europe. We are also strong in South and North America, as well as Asia, Pacific, and Africa. And there's some slides I'm missing, I think. Oh no. All right. So just really quickly, again, we're in business 96 years. We are on 6 continents, 71 countries, and we have 543 vacation options. So what I'm going to show you today, and the slide is not working properly, but we have 12 different touring styles under Globus and Cosmos. I am going to go into each and every one of the 12 in great detail today, okay? So I hope you have your notes out. What you can't see on this slide, though, it's not just an escorted vacation. You're not just on a motor coach. We do partner with other suppliers like Rocky Mountaineer, like different railroads in Europe, different cruise lines across the world. So we really get a nice mix of transportation and sites on our vacations. So we do have our regular Globus Classic touring, where you have 4- and 5-star hotels that are included. You'll have more inclusions as far as meals and sightseeing on these. You'll have your professional tour director that's with you the whole time. Our motor coaches that are switched out every 2 years. We have an agreement specific with a company in Europe that produces them for us. And you'll also have a professional driver. You'll have that as well as on our Cosmos vacations. Cosmos, however, though, is for value-minded travelers. So someone who has a little bit more of a budget that they're under, but still wants to get to Africa and to Europe and to exotic places like that. So you'll have much of the same on a Globus and a Cosmos. Cosmos is going to have less inclusions as well, so more to purchase on board. So a couple different ways of travel. I did say I was going to say some of them. So one of them is choice touring, and choice touring is like a regular Globus vacation, but what you have here is you have no optionals to purchase, and when you're in individual cities, you have a choice of sightseeing that's already included in the cost of that itinerary. Then we have our undiscovered, so think nooks and crannies, think off the beaten path, think places where motor coaches probably shouldn't go, but we're getting them in there anyway. So somewhere where you think you maybe have to rent a car to do it, you don't have to do that. You can do it with us and undiscovered touring. We also do have an independence product. Basically, this is just a vacation where you have the hotel that's included. You have city sightseeing acclimation, you get breakfast daily, and there's a meal by host that sits in that hotel for you. So if you're scared to travel alone or by yourself and you want that little hand-holding, we do have that in Europe as well in the exotics. So if you were to compare, just really quickly, if you were to compare one of our African safaris on the independence product to our escorted vacation, you're still getting those game drives, you're still getting the sundowner drinks, you're still getting all of that and more free time to explore on your own. So I wanted to talk a little bit about Avalon Waterways as well. It is one of our brands. So with Avalon, we do have 15 ships. Most of which are on the rivers in Europe. Our smallest ship is 102 passengers. Our middle ship size is 128, and our largest is 166. So we are really giving you the space that you need. The first pillar that we stand behind was on the video, they are our cabins. We really stand behind our cabins. The second is our meals, so meals and beverages that we serve. Our meals are farm to table fresh. We are not recycling menus over and over again on each cruise. And we have local European beers and wines. So we're not flying over the Coors Light, the Miller Lite, the California Reds and Whites. The third is actually all of our excursions. So from your classic city sightseeing tour to active, hiking, biking, kayaking, all that good stuff, and discovery adventures. So cooking, baking, wine tasting, painting, chocolate making. Oh, I just did one of those. Loved it. So I do want to just entice you a little bit to travel with Globus family of brands. Today, I have $50 per person discount if you're booking Let's Direct Travel in the next 2 weeks. Any Globus, Cosmos, or Avalon Waterways for 24 or 25. So please see your direct travel advisor. And I'm just going to tease, if you don't mind. In my gift bag there's an extra $200 per person that can be combined with this $50 per person. So, thank you very much for letting me speak to you today. If you have any questions, then just email them move over there. Thanks.
Thank you so much, Rose. And I am going to be quick in your last presenter. So I am part of the North American Leisure Group. And our philosophy is exploring the world by custom curated experiences. So we're just going to quickly meet the team, which I know Tim kind of did for me. Ronan Upton is my director. She's out of Canada. Astrid Murphy is a program manager. She's also in Canada. Janice Lee, she's a program manager here in Bloomington, as well as I am. Rita Evans, she's out of Maryland, and she really focuses on our Eclipse tours. Tracy Davis Fitz is our accounting person, and then Tim Davis is our ambassador. So the benefits of Charlie as a group, and I just want to quickly go over these. So it's for everybody, whether you're a single, a couple, friends. We welcome everybody, and you're going to have a good time no matter how you're traveling. Planning. So we really try to plan everything for you so you don't have to. You get to make new friends. I know a lot of you guys have traveled and you've met friends via traveling that you may not have known before, and all right here from Central Illinois. Traveling and as a group makes you feel safe wherever you go. You know, going to new places that you're in the unknown. When you're going as a group, you have that comfort of traveling with other people. Of course, you create lasting memories. You get to try something new. So step out of your comfort zone, do an excursion that you maybe wouldn't usually do, or eat something that you maybe wouldn't eat here. Feel supported by us and with the tour company that you're with, and more affordable. So by traveling as a group, we do get group rates, which then we're able to pass on to you. And then lastly, have a great time. So just a few of our custom curated experiences. We will bring the Niagara Falls cruise, it is with Viking. Costa Rica, French Riviera, Shades of Ireland, and the Canadian Rockies. The Canadian Rockies I have not launched. Today is the first day of launching, so make sure you grab a brochure over there. Those are with Collette. We are doing a Quebec City holiday tour, so you guys might know we've always done New York. This year we're not. So Quebec City, it's a 2-hour plane ride, and you're going to get to experience the German Christmas market. So 2-hour plane ride instead of 8 hours to Europe, so price point is much better. It really is your storybook hallmark Christmas village. So I hope you guys will join us on that one. Our July and August Alaska trip. So July, we are going to do something different. We're going to go small luxury ship with Oceana. So if you've been to Alaska, it'll be a little bit different. If you've never been to Alaska, it'll be an awesome experience. The ship is only about 600 people as opposed to the 2,000 or 3,000 that you're used to seeing. So coming soon, we are going to do a Mediterranean cruise next fall. We are doing another luxury Egypt trip, which I know that there's a few people that just came back from Egypt here, so if anybody's interested and want to talk to them, I can get you in contact with them. That one will be through A&K, which this year it was as well, and they have fantastic trim. Lastly, we're going to do a Portugal River cruise. Portugal River is one of the hottest destinations right now. It's very hard to get space. It's just a new hot destination that everybody's wanting to go to. All right. Okay, thank you all for coming. Please take some time, walk around, check out what's at the tables. We are not yet ready to announce our September meeting. We're still figuring out what our topic is going to be. So watch our website, watch the newsletter. That's it for today. Thank you.